Hello everyone, Vinyl Chef Steve here. Today I'm going to share one of my beef jerky recipes. I've got quite a few. This is a brand new one and you will be experiencing it for the first time just like myself. And I'll also show you the technique of how to make the best beef jerky you've ever tasted right in your own kitchen. So it's a multi-step process, so the video may or may not be in two parts, so look for part 1 and part 2. I'll show you how I do it from start to finish, and hope you join me. And if you do try the recipe, please let me know how it turns out for you. And if you like the video, please hit the like button and also subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. Alright, so here we are. We're going to wash our basil. So I just like to let it soak and let things float off of it for a while, so we'll put it in some water. This is a major ingredient in our brown sugar, basil, and Thai chili powder beef jerky recipe today. Okay, so just after your basil's been soaking for a little bit, take it and rinse it off individually like this. The stem's attached. Drop it in a colander, let it drip dry for a little bit. Yeah, another good reason to wash your basil. Really nice and good. See all that dirt down there on the bottom? That is definitely why you want to wash your basil. Yeah. Wash your basil. Alright, so you're going to use about 4 cups of loosely packed basil. We're going to start our marinade with 32-ounce bottle of mustard soy salad dressing. Ancient Japanese secret of mine. Been using this for my beef jerky recipes for many years. Like I said before, venture into the Asian markets. You'll find a plethora of amazing condiments and things you can use in your recipes and come up with some original ideas. Anyways, we're gonna shake this up, and I just have like a 6-liter plastic tub that I like to use. I make big batches of jerky. To me, if you're gonna make it, you might as well make enough to share and, you know, to have it for a while. So I'm just gonna pour this in here. Not your normal ingredients in my jerky, but everybody loves it. That's what makes it so special, I guess. Then we're gonna go with this here. We got another 21-ounce bottle of another secret weapon of mine. This is actually palm sugar, also known as sweet soy sauce, ABC. This is a Filipino condiment that I learned about growing up from my best friend Ricardo Calvero, the Calvero family, and their barbecues. I always saw this there. So this is really nice. It's thick. Takes a while to get out of the bottle, and it adds in some nice flavor. Anyways, we're gonna pour this entire bottle, this entire bottle in. You can see how thick it is. If you really want to milk it, you can put the cap down and lean it upside down like this for another 20. Yeah, make sure it's secure. Lean it upside down like that somewhere, and in like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you'll have a whole other ounce or two that literally floats down from the bottle. So there you go. Anyways, not today. We'll give that a little whisk. So we're gonna use also a cup of regular soy sauce in here. And remember, this recipe is for 12 pounds of meat, so don't freak out about all the marinade that we're making right now. It needs to go a long ways. So we got 3/4 of a cup of Worcestershire sauce. That's going in next. Next we got 1/2 cup of liquid smoke mesquite. This I combined right here. This is actually 4 tablespoons of garlic powder and 2 tablespoons of onion powder. That's going in. Whisk that in. 5 tablespoons of really good quality Thai chili powder. I get mine from the Spice Jungle. I'll give them a little shout out. They're an awesome company for spices. So we're gonna whisk that in as well. Some like it hot. It's not too hot actually. And of course the other star ingredient of our recipe here is brown sugar. So I'm gonna put about 4 cups. Whisk in our brown sugar until it's, try to get it dissolved as much as we can. And then we've got some 2 tablespoons of powdered ginger. Just whisk it up real good. Get that brown sugar settled in and dissolved. So we're gonna throw in our basil right now, and we're gonna leave this to marinate overnight without the meat in it, just to give that basil a chance to really steep into the sauce or marinade. So lastly goes in our 4 cups of freshly picked and washed basil. After tasting the marinade, I determined that it needed an additional 4 cups of basil. So the total cups is 8 cups of basil in this recipe. So I don't have to pick all the basil leaves out of the whisk. Over the course of the next 8 hours, you can stir this a couple of times just to get the flavors mixed in, and maybe, you know, rub the basil up against the sides to get some of the oils to come out of there. But I'll tell you what, already, wow, that smells heavenly, absolutely heavenly. So we'll be dropping some beef in here, some eye of round. Hi everybody, Vinyl Chef Steve here this morning. We're gonna go ahead and get our beef sliced for our beef jerky recipe today. I just wanted to give a little recognition to West Coast Prime Meats. As you can see there, that's their logo. You can search them online. They have everything there Prime. They have USDA Choice. They have a lot of different styles of meat, cuts of meat. They have seafood, chicken, ground meats, you name it. Go to the website, check them out. They deliver to your home or to your place of business. So we got some really nice USDA Choice Angus beef, eye of round here. So I just need to get into this, cut off these fat caps, and get it on the slicer and see how our new slicer works. I'm excited about this. All right, so there we go. We got our nice eye of round, nice and trimmed up and ready to throw on the slicer. Let's just see how lean and beautiful that meat is. That's the eye of round. That's why it's so coveted for beef jerky, because it's nice and lean and not too much fat running through it, which means it'll have a longer shelf life, doesn't go rancid, and just it's a really good cut of meat. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, I like that. I think we'll go with that. Welcome to Mount Meat Everest. There it is. It's about probably 10 pounds of trimmed beef eye of round, prepared and thinly sliced on my Bestwood 250 meat slicer for jerky. Next step. All right, so we're back to the marinade stage here. The marinade's been marinating with the basil in it overnight, and I'm gonna now strain the basil from the marinade with a big slotted spoon and a fine sieve, and I'm going to push out whatever I can get, juices and oils from the basil. We're gonna get as much of this into this sieve as we can. So we're gonna go ahead and push this through the strainer, get as much of that basil essence out of these leaves as we can into the marinade. And you can use more basil if you like. I used 4 cups. This is an experimental recipe, so you guys are in on the beginning. We'll see if it needs more basil or not. But if you really like basil, man, put 8 cups if you want to. I don't think it can hurt if you're a basil lover. If you don't like basil, you probably don't want to try this recipe. So I think that's pretty good. You can see there's all kinds of stuff. Look at that coming off of the bottom of the sieve. That is all flavor and goodness right there. And then there's our meat. And we've got our marinade right here. So what I like to do is I like to drop a few pieces in at a time. We're just gonna throw some in here and toss them around in the marinade. Get a nice little coating on them. Because once you pack all this meat in there, you have to agitate it overnight, maybe once or twice. The more the better, just turn the meat because it folds. Sometimes the marinade doesn't penetrate all the way through it, and you want to get the flavor through and through. So just want to throw in the pieces like that, get them nice and evenly coated. I don't know if you can see that, but like each piece of meat is dripping with sauce. That's what you want to do. And then we'll throw them into our final marinade bucket there. And you're gonna do that for the entire roughly 10 pounds of meat. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and then we'll get it in the fridge, marinating overnight, and we'll be throwing it on the dehydrator tomorrow. All right, so we're back and we got all 10 pounds roughly of that thinly sliced beef I have round in the marinade. There it is, nice and saturated. Every piece dipped with love and care. And we have some leftover marinade here that we're gonna go ahead and just pour on top. And so it will be submerged